Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Ahmad Firdaus bin Abdul RASHID. I am a third year student of SCSJ program with software engineering. This is the presentation of my Psm1 and e-commerce, sports, advice and store. So overview of this presentation is the project background, aim, objectives, scopes, current system analysis, technology use, survey, SDLC methodology, software and hardware, findings and conclusion. The project background is that this project is about an e-commerce website that is mainly focused on sports and exercise. During the pandemic COVID-19, we have the movement control order, MCO. Many people can only stay at home, and by staying at home without exercise can lead to a bad health, while people that seek for a new way of exercise or people that is already familiar with indoor exercise are also lack of knowledge. This lack of knowledge and awareness can injure their body. Worse to come to worse, they can even be hospitalized for a very long time because of this ignorance. That is why I propose the e-commerce, sports advice and store where we can gain advice or knowledge on how they should train their body and mind. We also provide some equipments in our website to be sold. With the proper advice and equipments from our websites, they can be actually become healthier and plus a shredded body as a bonus if they are very disciplined. Our website is an opportunity for them to change their lifestyle. Our aim for this project is to develop an e-commerce website that can provide information about sports and also acts as a platform to buy and sell equipment needed. Besides that, the purpose of this website is to make a sportsman or a newbie safe while during exercise, and for that they need a proper equipment and also knowledge to not to injure themselves. Objectives of this project is to engineer the requirement needed from existing system, such as from existing system, stakeholders, surveys and other sources. Next is to design a proper website that can be used to gain information and also act as an e-commerce platform. The last one is to perform the system testing, the testing part, and evaluate whether the system follow the requirements and to test the performance, loads, reliability and security of the system. The scopes of this project have many, but I highlight only 4 here. The website must be a multi-platform e-commerce website. It must provide information about sports and healthy lifestyle. It will allow users to buy and sell sports equipment, and it will accept to have a complaint from every user. For the current system analysis, I choose 3 existing systems, which are Shopee, Lazada and Amazon. All 3 of them is an e-commerce website, so they have a very many similarity between the 3 of them. They have a refund system, they have an advertisement, you can see that in their main page. They have their own shopping cart and wallet, you can review item, you can buy and sell item there. The difference between Shopee, Lazada and Amazon: Shopee and Lazada have many local sellers, so because of that the shipment is faster and the price is cheaper because of course local sellers, the price is Malaysian. But the cons here is not all items can be searched here, can be found here. For Amazon, it almost have everything, but it is very hard to find local sellers, so the price will be more expensive because the price is mostly compared to American cost of living. The technology used for this project is, the first one is the web server. The web server to store all the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, databases and multimedia. So in this project, I am thinking of digital ocean server to be used. The next one is the server software. Server software takes care of the request and transmission to transfer files to client. The web tools. The web tools is the editors that can manipulate the coding process. For this part, I will use the Visual Studio Code, which is free editor. Next one is database. I use MySQL database, which is PHP-MyAdmin. The networking, HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, IP, and FTP. HTTP and HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which S stands for the security. TCP is Transfer Control Protocol, IP is Internet Protocol, and FTP is File Transfer Protocol, which FTP I may use the FileZilla software. The browser compatibility, I will be use the Microsoft Edge and Chrome. The domain name is to make the IP address more readable to achieve high search engine ranking. I may use the free one, the Freenom website, from the Freenom website, I think. So I've done the survey with questionnaire from the Google form. Right now I only have 10 responses. The SDLC methodology, the waterfall model, the method that I choose. They have 6 phases of waterfall, which are requirement analysis, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Requirement analysis is the information gathering process, where we get all the information from all the aspects that we can. And then with all the analysis, with all the requirement that we gain, we start to design the system. The system design is like a structure, the background of the project. Then only if we done the requirement analysis and system design, means that we have the requirement needed, and we can start the implementation part, where we code and use all the technology used to be implemented. So after the coding process is done, we will then use move to the next phase, which is testing, to ensure that all the requirements are fulfilled. If not, then we do the implementation part again and do the testing again, and if all is complete and all the requirements have been fulfilled, we can just deploy. We can move to the next phase, to the deployment and maintenance. For system architecture, I chose the MVC, the Model View Controller system architecture. So this is my package diagram. For my package diagram, you can see here we have user interface here as the view, because it connects to the interface with the 6 subsystem here, which we have the order, login, complete and suggestion, account, shopping cart, and manage item subsystem. And for the controller, is like the data access. My model is commerce database. So for the component diagram here, we can see that we have 3 layers of MVC: model, view, and control layer. Software and hardware used for this project. The software used for this project is Visual Studio Code as the code editor, XAMPP as the local host before I putting it in the real server. The next one is the FileZilla, to transfer file between server and the computer, between computer and server. Next one is PuTTY, the Ubuntu terminal, GitHub, Chrome, or Microsoft Edge. The hardware that I will use is the processor Intel R Core i3 8th Gen with 2.10 GHz speeds with turbo to 2.30 GHz, 2.30 GHz, with 8 GB RAM and above, integrated graphic or better graphic card. The summary of findings from the survey. The data collected from survey tell us that most of people does not do any research before exercise, and they do not even sure if they exercise properly. Other than that, the survey also shows us that most of them, the 30%, will use whatever they have for that exercise, which is the highest for that questions. So the 30% of the people will use everything they have to for that exercise. This shows us how dangerous it is. They are able to enjoy themselves without knowing they will, but most of them are also planning to buy. So we can see here this is maybe because the lacks of money, or because they are planning, or low knowledge of exercise. They are planning but low knowledge of exercise. Other than the exercise part is the e-commerce part. 60% of the responses says that they are familiar with Shopee, and also 60% of the responses also answers that the most important thing for an e-commerce website is the item quality. This beats up the other three, which are delivery, customer service, and UI UX design. But for me, I think the customer service is more important, but we just follow the majority of the survey. The next findings is the use case. Okay, here we have about 20 use cases that I have created, and we have the customer, seller as director, and admin also as director. So we can see all the 6 sub-system here: the login, account, manage, shopping, order, and complaint and suggestion subsystem. Psm2 execution plan. So for this Psm2, I think to proceed the waterfall method, which the first phase of the requirement analysis is already done, and the second phase of system design is nearly done. Since first and second phase of waterfall method is done, I am planning to proceed to the next phase, which is implementation phase for Psm2. Implementation phase is the phase that will begin the coding process and implement all the technology used. Next is to begin the system testing for every part. Make sure every part is tested and meet all the requirements. Then we'll move into the next stage, which is the last, is to upload the website to the real server, and I will do maintenance if needed. As a conclusion here, the requirement analysis and design is one of the crucial part of SDLC process. There are many ways to get information, such as survey, stakeholders, questionnaire, internet, and many more for requirement analysis. Requirement analysis is needed for the design of the methodology and architecture. The methodology will help me fasten the SDLC process without forgetting the requirement needed, while the architecture is a part that will help me design my coding. This is all will help me with the implementation part, where the coding process of technology use will be implemented. I also see the importance of requirements analysis and system design, where I need to know like a structure of my program before I code it. The hardware, software, and technology use is also important to be documented to ensure that the system can run smoothly. The design of architecture and use case make me understand my code and project more. So the requirement analysis and the system design is a very important part in Psm1 that I have learned. Thank you for your time for listening to my presentation. Thank you.